There we go. Something's bouncing.
Check, check, check. Ibrit, ibrit. Yes, yes. Yes, yes, y'all. And it don't stop. Okay, S1, rock on. Do we have sound?
There we go. Something's bouncing.
Check, check, check. Ibrit, ibrit.
And then go back to, let's see if the scene.
Can you hear us now, people? Can you hear us now? Can you hear us now?
Hey, what's the name's not coming up over here, though.
The what?
We'll get about it. I mean, I can still see the comments. But...
Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now? I feel like I'm echoing somewhere. Mute that on the...
Nights like this, I wish that raindrops would fall.
Can y'all hear us now?
Let it rain on me, yeah.
I see the captions.
Nah, so we good to go if you see the caption. If it's picking that up.
We have sound, they said. Let's go. Let's rock and roll.
Y'all just heard my melodic voice. So, hey,
okay.
Show 3. Still getting it together, y'all.
We still getting it together.
Look.
We had music for y'all and everything in the beginning.
It was a whole vibe.
It was a vibe. We was over here just talking to y'all and everything. And we was so excited about it.
It was a whole vibe. But it's all right. We are here. We are here now. So now, welcome to Talkin Reckless and Raw with Tion and Tasha. No, we're a little late. I say again, y'all, this is a work in progress. We are not professionals.
At least we have a screen we can go to now where y'all not just staring at us.
I want y'all to look at me.
Oh.
Look at all this yellow goodness right here.
Come on.
White chocolate at its finest.
He's selling himself.
So, yo, sorry. Okay, we're going to quit apologizing. I promise you we're going to get this shit together in a minute. But, Tasha,
so, how was your weekend, Tion?
Wonderful. I did absolutely nothing. I'm the biggest introvert. If y'all don't know nothing about me, I'm a big ass introvert. I will sit in the house, play Call of Duty, play my Xbox, and sit there and chill. I'm one of them type of chill guys, but I mean, I DJ'd at Midtown, I DJ'd at Tanks, and I got my little hood fixed last night, and then it was kind of sophisticated ratchet on Saturday at Midtown. So I mean, good weekend. Today was show 1 on 93.9. So thank you guys for tuning in and rocking with that. Yo, appreciate it. T, what's up with yours? How was your weekend?
Well, I was sharing that my weekend, it was a little hectic. It was a little frustrating. It was just a lot going on. And so I said that I was going to take a little staycation or something somewhere, go put myself by the water on the outskirts of Austin or something and turn my phone off because I don't want to talk to nobody.
A little R&R, a little rest and relaxation.
A little R&R.
Ain't nothing wrong with that.
You see, I already held up the wine glass and took a sip. I have this for a reason. Don't judge me, okay? Okay.
We talk, but we do not judge. We listen and we don't judge. Is that what it's saying? That's the saying, we listen and we don't judge?
Something.
Oh, well,
Something
like that. So we know we're a little late, so we're going to go ahead and get into this thing. So we're going to talk about the S word that a lot of people have a hard time dealing with is submission to your partner, or submission, period. It don't even got to be to your partner. Submitting is such a dangerous and doo-doo word for a lot of people. And yes, I did say doo-doo. Because it's a hell of a word that a lot of people have a hard time.
I'm not quite sure
dealing with
why the word submission is such a dirty word. You say it and people instantly get to cutting up.
But ain't it in your wedding vows? Ladies, shout out to all my married ladies that are out there.
Shout out to the married people.
Shout out to the married couples. But do y'all believe in that? Because it's funny, me being a DJ, seeing the weddings, and when it gets to that submission part, every time that the pastor says to love and honor and to submit and uphold, and when they say that submit part, the woman automatically frowns up.
So let's talk about this. So submission, we're going to go to an official definition real quick. And I think it's this one particular word in the definition that makes everybody cut up, right? Submission means yielding to the control or authority of another, or the act of formally presenting something for review. And I think the word control.
You think control is the word?
Control. Just kidding. I think the word control.
I think the older you get, though, the more harder it is to submit because you've been set in your ways for so long.
That
You
is
want me to
facts.
submit. I've been doing my own thing. Like I say, I like to come and go as I please. Like for me having to submit and explain where I'm going when I've been moving and shaking for such a long time, and then having to admit or let you know what my plans are and all that. Like that's a form of submission for me. Is for me. And I must really like you if I offer up that information. If I submit that information to you, that means you have done something really wonderful in my life for me to offer that information up.
I think like in that situation when you begin to really, really like and or love somebody, I think you offer it up as just a respect thing. Me personally, I am not going to ask you 1,000 times. Sometimes I don't need to know exact details. I appreciate them and I thank you for giving them to me, right? I'm not going to be hounding you for exact details because you're a whole grown man. I'm not your mother.
So you would prefer a man to offer it up versus you having to ask a question about it.
Right.
So, I mean, I get that because 9 times out of 10, I'm not gonna hound you. Men, and I'm speaking for a lot of guys that I know. Most men are not gonna sit there and critique you and ask you 50 million questions when it comes to where you're going, what you're doing, unless you know some other men out of me. But I'm not gonna sit there and ask you 50 million questions. Like if you offer up the information, I'll take it and I'll take that and I'll run with it. But if you just sit there and be like, hey, I'm about to go out. I'm not even gonna ask you what your time is. I'm gonna be like, yo, like, what's the deal?
Right. I'm assuming that we still have sound and no audio.
Yeah.
I mean no visual.
Yeah, Elgato just
Unplug and replug.
okay.
Through it. But yeah, no, I've dealt with someone that like every second of my life I felt like needed to know where I was, right? I've had someone that even if I'm running to the store, which was right up the street from where we used to live, when I would run to the store, we lived together, right? We lived together. I'm getting ready to go to the store. But as soon as I sat ass on the seat in my car, he was calling me and he wanted to talk to me all the way to the store and all the way back.
All the way to the store and all the way back.
All the way to the store and all the way back. And it made no sense to me because...
But maybe he had a trust issue.
Get over yourself, sir.
I mean, but my thing is, he didn't unpack his bags from the past. Like a lot of guys, I mean, fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. So 9 times out of 10, and I'm gonna sit there and say, we not gonna get fooled again. Like like you're not gonna play me for stupid twice. And I hate that a lot of us men portray that and put that on women from our past trauma in the past. But a lot of times they've been hurt so bad. Like once you get a man, like I don't think y'all understand. Once y'all get our heart, that heart of ours, and you get us to fall in and we divulge all the way into this relationship and we open up to you. And the moment that you destroy that trust, woo!
In that particular situation, I held on as long as I could, and then I ran. Because what you're not about to do is control my every move. There we go, control again. When we getting a little off topic, my thing with submission is this. It is not about control. For me, I always give the definition of, think of it like a team, right? And on the team, you have your star player and you have your head coach. Your head coach is calling the plays, right? The star player, the one that's actually playing, make some suggestions, and the coach might like, okay, let's go with it. That person can call the plays, and the coach can call the plays, right? So to me, and y'all work together for the betterment of the relationship. I feel like that's one aspect of submission. I don't think it necessarily means that the man is always telling you what to do, because there are men out there, and I'm saying men because I date men, right? Not everybody.
She dates a man, not men.
Oh, okay. True. True. Thank you for correcting me. I date a man, right? And I like we.
I told her all the way off. I'm sorry.
I'm like, in dating a man, I'm like, there are some men out there that can't lead you to the end of your driveway. So submission is not going to happen with everybody.
So do you think women or people in general take the time long enough to see if that person is worth submitting to? And how soon is too soon to submit?
I think sometimes we as women, because it's been like pounded into our heads for so long, especially if you are active in church, it gets pounded into our heads. Probably from the time we were little, we talk about submission in church so much, right? And that's how women submit to your husband. Well, husbands are also supposed to submit to their wives, but that part don't get talked about, right? So in that, I think some people immediately go into a relationship wanting a man to lead without seeing if he has any type of leadership qualities.
But if you want him to lead, say again, playing devil's advocate, as my man Reminisce would say.
Shout out to DJ Reminisce.
So, if I am to lead, if I sit there and I start establishing leadership qualities, do you fall in line, or does that become a hindrance? And do you accept? Because for the right man, I think most women will fall in line if you're the right one.
Oh, absolutely.
But if we just date and I'm trying to establish, like, I get it that y'all like a man that plans dates and has a plan and all that. That's a form of leadership, which comes with submission. If he's sitting there leading the date, he's leading in, which I'm showing you that I have a game plan, that I have a plan for you.
I feel like dates are a very minute portion of that, though.
Right.
Like, it's, on the little pie chart, the dating part is the little sliver that's by itself, like the little bitty sliver, right? I think those qualities come out in other areas, consideration. I'm just gonna go ahead and speak from my experiences now. I could literally say something and just in flippant conversation, I don't know, my sensor been on about my windshield wiper fluid, whatever the case may be, and without me even having to ask. We went outside, came inside, went out to the garage and started tinkering with the car. I ain't said nothing else about it.
But that ain't submission. That's just something a man is entitled, or we're not entitled, but that's just a good man anyway is going to sit there and make sure.
What I'm saying is he's exhibiting qualities that would make me want to
submit.
Yes.
Got it. See?
Yes.
Fellas, start stepping up. You know that damn gas tank is E on Sunday. You know she got to go to work. What's going to get your ass up, go fill up the tank, bring it back. Period.
If you thought you were good enough to come over and there's a little relations going on or whatever on a Sunday, and you know that the garbage man is coming the next day, put the garbage on the curb. It ain't gonna kill you. It ain't gonna kill you.
That's what we're supposed to do.
Put the garbage on the curb.
I'm gonna come from another aspect of it. Okay, so when a man submits, though, nowadays that's considered as weak, as he doesn't have any backbone because he's constantly trying to please you. Trying to sit there and do all he can to please you. So he's more submissive. So it's whatever you want to do. Let's do whatever you want to do. Because don't get me started with the where you want to eat conversation. Because I will shut that down immediately.
I would think that a man submitting to a woman, that woman has also exhibited qualities that, because she, and I think it's like it kind of goes hand in hand, because he exhibited those qualities, she's showing submissive behavior to him, and then now that behavior to me puts us in a place of power, because he in turn saw the result of him, doing whatever he did in order to make her comfortable enough to submit. He in turn starts to submit as well. So now we working together like a well-oiled machine.
But the likelihood of it happening nowadays
is
slim to damn none. Because I said again, 9 times out of 10, we just tune y'all out.
Zero.
I'm gonna sit there. Most men will sit there and be so nonchalant because y'all are so dominating and endearing nowadays when it comes to you guys have gotten your degrees. You're making good money. You've established yourselves. You always hitting us with the I don't need a man, but you want a man. But then the type of man y'all want, y'all really don't want the alpha male when it really comes into it. Because if you've been an alpha woman for so long, it's hard to relinquish that control of alphanism over to that man. So it's going to be a lot of heated debates and arguments when 2 rams or 2 alphas come together and try to sit there. Who's supposed to submit at that point in time? Because a man is going to be a man regardless, especially an alpha male.
I think that whole thing about I don't need a man, I really think that, it's a very small percentage of women out here shouting that, and social media has exacerbated that because it puts it in our face on a regular basis. I have degrees, right? And well, before I go there, I tell some women that I know that are, established, they have degrees, they have whatever, do not go out on a first date, whatever, and start running down your resume. Because guess what? I don't think they care. They either gonna like you or they don't. No, I'm so proud of you sisters for your degree. I have several degrees myself, okay? I'm a degreed and educated sister, right? I have several degrees, I have several businesses, I have all of that, right? But I don't go into a situation running down my resume. I just don't.
As you shouldn't, though. You shouldn't have to. As a man, shouldn't have to go in and lead in. Like I said, it comes to status. A lot of that comes with status.
But in saying that, though, yes, in having those accolades, yes, be proud of your accolades or whatever. But there are those of us that have those accolades, and we're not necessarily looking for a man to have all of the same exact accolades that we have. There are a lot of us, we're not looking for you to be, I need a man that make $500,000 a year. No.
What world are you living in? And who are you talking to?
I was just saying,
most women most women are tired of settling for the BS. So
okay, but the men that make $500,000 a year are usually whole jackasses. Complete and utter jackasses because they don't know how to do anything other than leave with their money.
Good point. So that makes him an alpha male. So that's an alpha right there. Most of those guys are kind of alphas when it comes to if I know for a fact I'm making more money than you, that kind of sit there because you want to know why it's so hard for them when they lose their job or the tables are turned and then they don't know how to be a man no more, but they still want to exuberate their dominance because I was the alpha male. I used to make this money. Case in point, Marcus from Think Like a Man. What's it? I Think Like a Man. What's that movie?
Marcus.
Not Boomerang. Not Boomerang. Tyler Perry movie. Why Did I Get Married? Marcus helped his wife start her business because he was in the NFL. Got hurt, got injured, couldn't play in the NFL no more, didn't have a job no more. But he was the alpha male and he helped Tasha start her business. Mm-hmm. He went from alpha male to that bitch ass nigga that ain't got no job, who she was constantly dumping on. So that submission that she had for him when he helped her start her business completely went out the window.
However, remember in the movie too though, when her and his baby mother started cutting up. When he stepped up and his voice got the booming, they both submitted.
They both submitted, but it took for him to find his nuts again, though.
Okay.
Because like Marcus tuned him out. Like he got to the point where it got she constantly was putting him down. She was constantly cutting his balls off the entire time until he sat there and just got frustrated and said, "Okay, you shut the fuck up. You shut the fuck up. This is what it's gonna be. You gotta respect her."
And their panties got wet.
Okay.
They got a little moist.
All right, producer.
I guarantee you, she went home and even the baby mama had to think about it for a minute. Like, damn, I'm.
Well, and I think like that's another thing that plays a role in who we choose to submit to as a woman. Like, if every time I walk through the door and I'm like, hey, do such and such, and you just immediately do, I think we need somebody to put us in our place sometimes. We like to be checked sometimes. We like to be told no sometimes. Even though we might act like a spoiled brat in the moment, it low-key turns us on.
So, with that being said, Dominique Anderson said, women have to learn how to not be the man in the relationship and let the man be the man. The woman needs to learn how to be a lady.
Ooh,
God bless you, Dominique.
I have not a lot to say to that, I guess. I think some of us have been singles for so long and having to do it for ourselves for so long that when a man comes along and actually wants to do stuff for us, it is like it's completely and utterly foreign. And I have had to check myself, have a whole conversation with myself, like, shut up and let that man do.
Because you're so used to doing it for so long.
Because you're so used to doing it for yourself.
A lot of women have gotten so accustomed to sitting there having to be the alpha in their relationships. Fellas, I think that we've been emasculated for so long that the roles are flipped where women are more alpha than men are. But a lot of men don't want to put up with having to combat and fight with you on being the alpha, because 9 times out of 10, y'all going to win the war of words anyway. I'm not going to sit there and go back and forth with you when I know for a fact that women nowadays are so stubborn and set in their ways to get through that wall for it to make sense. It takes a few days for it to sink in before y'all actually hear what we actually had to say.
I don't know. I'm a little different.
Yeah, you're the exception. Shout out to all the Tasha Greens out there.
I'm a little
But a lot of women, like, the stubbornness. Like, I have been an alpha male. Like, I don't need you, sir. And women, if you lead in telling a man that, you tell me that, I'm automatically
going. There are a lot of, I don't need no man. I want a man. I don't need a man. I'm not in that number. I need you, boo. I need you. Because, I be tired sometimes. I'm tired and I don't want to do it all by myself, And it's not even just a matter of like...
And they be the loneliest ones. The ones that say that be the loneliest ones. And I'm like, you so lonely. You so miserable, but you want to sit there... The moment that I try to establish some dominance, you want to sit there and hit me with the, I don't need you, I want you. They don't even hit you with, they don't hit that with I want you. It's just, I don't need you. You can go on because I got somebody else in the Raptors waiting on you. Being that me and you could have just easily had a conversation, but
we just had to take it there, right?
I'm just gonna keep it real. And 9 times out of 10, the person that has we want the upper hand. Whoever has the upper hand leads the relationship, and that's how it kind of goes. It's like we don't want to be the one on the bottom to feel like I'm a punk. But 9 times out of 10, men have gotten to the point now to where we just tune out.
But there's also the people in your species, right? That, they might not have, I guess, the upper hand, for lack of a better word. If the woman makes more money, they feel in some type of way. And then there's the, I want to do everything I possibly can to tear you down so I can bring you down to my level.
They work on their self-esteem, like, bitch, you ain't shit. Knowing that you don't sit there, and my thing is, y'all fall into it, ladies. Like, y'all have gone to school, like, she's got doctorates, and y'all got y'all degrees, and all that. This man barely graduated high school, but y'all sit here and deal with this asshole that makes you feel 5'5" fucking
That's
tall
very
for
true.
no damn reason. And I'm like, you gonna let this nigga that can barely go out and get a job, you are buying his J's, but you fell in love with a six pack. You fell in love with the availability. The thing is, you fell in love with all the wrong shit.
Yeah.
When the actual dude that actually can sit there and match your fly is probably in your inbox right now, has a job, can sit there and meet you halfway. Shout out to all the men that know how to communicate to women. Because a lot of men don't know how to talk to y'all. We have lost that aspect of being able to talk to each other. Because 9 times out of 10, if we get into an argument, if things get heated, most people stop speaking. To almost to the point to where we break up. Remember I was talking about going back? You don't know why it fizzled out? You may have gotten into an argument. It might have been over me not putting the Kool-Aid back in the refrigerator. We got into such a heated argument that I left. You ain't text or call me the next day. I ain't called or text you the next day, and it goes 2 and 3 days. And I'm like, trust and believe, if you can go 3 days, 4 days, even 1 day without texting me, that lets me know where I sit.
That's a very good point. Back to Tasha Green's horrible dating experiences up till now, right? The number of men who wouldn't text for days and then what you doing? About to cuss you out is what I'm doing.
That's when we get to hey big head.
How do you figure that stranger? I'm sitting around twiddling my thumbs waiting on you to text me 2-3 days? What is that about?
You lost me after day 1.
Right. I done already moved on. Boo.
Day 1.
Tion, from our YouTube, at M Mocha Beauty said, "Who are you dating?" With question marks, and exclamation marks.
Uh-oh. What?
We are not putting statuses out there right now. So let's just say, if I am out there if I am dating, trust and believe, when it is time to be known, it will be known.
He's dating me. I'm just kidding. Maybe.
Y'all already think that anyway. I am not the man, though, guys. Here's what's funny about that. When we sit there and say Tasha had a man, you know how many messages I got about Tion? You dating Tasha? I'm like,
ew.
Do y'all not know how long I've
known?
Why y'all why would that be a thing? Because we do a podcast and we sit here next to each other, that would be it.
And we take a lot of pictures together.
That part. Which also comes up to one of the topics. Can men and women actually be friends while dating other people? But that's next week. So y'all make sure y'all tune in for that one. Because a lot of people say we can't. But I'm not going to get into it now. But what I am, back to submitting. So men.
Submission.
We have to sit there and take the role. We got to take the lead sometimes. And I think a lot of women would submit to the right man, but you got to be the right man. And ladies, quit
be the right man.
Quit having a roster though. You gotta sit there. If you dating, I'm gonna sit there and say the word. I hate saying, but dating with intention. If you really are dating, you have to be ready to sit there and lay it all on the line and put it out there. We don't get 100% of y'all 9 times out of 10. We get maybe 50%. We may even get 25%. It depends on how much she really like you. If we could get 100% of y'all,
I don't think
at times,
that's the case. I think some of us have put you know what? I think what it is a lot of us have put 100% into the wrong nigga. Too many times. That kissed about 30 frogs before we got to you, right? And now we have to figure and navigate that.
But y'all don't take it as lessons learned. Like each frog that you don't had to kiss had a different variation of it that you've had to sit there and implement into your everyday life. You have to sit there and take those experiences and conform or configure on what you can and cannot deal with. My thing is, if you know you like a thug ass nigga, and you know that every time you with a thug ass nigga, it just doesn't work. 9 times out of 10, you need to stop fucking with a thug ass nigga.
Well, I also think that if somebody I know used to say that you dating the same dude, different social security number, right?
Right.
If you find yourself constantly in a relationship with the same exact type of Negro, guess who the common denominator is, boo? It's you. And sometimes you have to be real with yourself. I had to do it for myself. I had to be real with myself, take a step back, and ask myself, what is it about me and what am I doing that makes me attract this same type of fool? Because that's what.
But why would you submit to the fool though? Like, if you already knew what you were getting into, and I get it, you want to give people the benefit of the doubt. Like, you are not the last person that I dealt with. You are not the last person that I dealt with 3 times ago. But 9 times, if you see a pattern, if you see the pattern, why not say, "Hey, I already know where we're going."
Oh no, I've done that. I've definitely.
I know how the story is going to end.
I see where this is going. I don't think we're a good fit, and I got all the pushback in the world. And I'm like, well, you can push back all day, little baby. I'm not going to be sympathetic or be like, oh my God, maybe I'm making the wrong decision. I'm not questioning anything. If my instinct, discernment, freaking, what's sixth sense, whatever you call it.
Spidey senses.
My spidey senses are telling me that this doesn't work. Guess what? It doesn't work, and that's what I'm going to stick with. Period. End of sentence. Because you find yourself in situations trying to hold on to stuff.
What are you holding on to?
And now you're just miserable.
Because that's how a lot of people end up in those marriages, relationships, living with each other. You're sleeping in different rooms now. You're barely talking. You're just roommates now.
Right.
I don't want to get into a situation where I have to sit there and sleep on the couch because I don't want to come to bed with you because I'm feeling some kind of way, or I'm sleeping in a whole separate room, or we sleeping on different ends of the bed,
or I'm taking extra shifts because I don't want to
come home. I'm sitting in the car debating on life if I really want to go back in the house. Like, we need to get to the point to where, and I think submission comes with conversation. I think we don't have enough conversation in the talking phase, which would be the tell all be all of why you would want to submit. You should want to hear what this person says and how they lead. If you turn off those blinders and actually start listening to the things, if all I have to talk to you about is tennis shoes, video games, and nothing else outside of life, do you think that you would want to submit to a man like that? Is that something that you would submit to?
And if you don't know, like, what questions you should be asking in order to vet the person that you're dating, and guess what? There are plenty of resources out there. You make a game out of it, or make it a night where, we're going to do dinner and wine at home and bust out. If you go on Amazon, there are plenty of dating relationship cards where y'all can ask those questions, and some of them have like some really fun aspects to them. Like, if you, I don't know, we ask this question, and if they answer like this or refuse to answer, I don't know, give them a kiss or take a shot, do whatever. Like, but they're very helpful, and it becomes whatever question comes up out of the deck. You can allow the other person to answer, and then you in turn answer the question as well. And that's how a part of getting to know each other. And people don't take the time to get to know each other anymore. We live in a microwave freaking society.
Microwave, popcorn.
Microwave society.
We want it done in 2 minutes. I want to be in this relationship with you right now. We went out on one date and we go together.
We went out on one date and we laughed a little bit. So now we go together.
I think I kind of like you. I think, no. Y'all... And don't get me wrong. I mean, I've been guilty of rushing into relationships because things felt right. Sometimes you get that feeling where it just feels right and everything is clicking. All of the green flags are going and everything just feels like it's flowing. And then 3 months into the situation, wow, you hit that brick wall where that representative has worn off, and you're like, who the hell are you?
Who is this person?
Who the fuck are you?
I'm hoping somebody's representative doesn't come out anytime soon. I hope it's not a representative.
Shots. Right. So,
if you're watching this, sir,
cough, cough. Sneeze. Achoo. I'm gonna leave it at that though. So, I want a lot of y'all to really, when you think of submission, you have to submit to yourself first.
Ooh, that's fast.
And I'm gonna really throw that out there, and I'm gonna unpack that for a lot of y'all. A lot of y'all, like you said, is microwave. It's a popcorn relationship. We bounce from relationship to relationship. Nobody wants to be alone. I get it. I understand this. But sometimes you need to be alone to figure out what your next steps are going to be, so you do not keep falling into the same routine of dating the same man. A lot of y'all date the same man, the same criteria, and you get upset when you sit there and you find out that he's no different from the last one. Guess what? You just put more stuff in those suitcases, and those bags are getting heavier and heavier.
Right.
Versus sitting back, taking a moment, taking the time to unpack those bags. So when you come in and you actually meet somebody new, maybe your eyes are a little bit open. Be a little different, y'all. Maybe it's okay to date the other end of the spectrum.
Right.
Stay away from the light-skinned Negro with green eyes. If you know for a fact every light-skinned nigga you date with green eyes ain't hitting on shit. Maybe it's time to try a chocolate brother. I get it that you may not be that attractive, or find one that you're attracted to. They exist in a darker form.
Well, when people used to ask me, at some point, when people used to ask me, what's your type? My answer would be same. That's my type. Same.
But you won't find it out until 3 months down the line.
I'm not going for, I want him, I don't know, tall, dark, bald, thick beard, blah, blah, blah. No. I'm like, who treats me well?
That part.
That's my type. Somebody who treats me well.
That part. I say again, I was playing.
And is not pretending.
There was a lady that I just played for y'all that says, if a man is treating you well and you have a man that ain't treating you well, why is that man still sitting in that head seat? You need to get him the hell up out of there and put the man that is willing to treat you right in that seat. Y'all are holding on to a lot of relationships and submitting to the wrong type of gentleman out there. Y'all or fellas, y'all are submitting to a lot of the women who are controlling y'all. Like, I don't mind a woman or submitting to a woman who's trying to better me. If you're seeing that I'm trying to get somewhere and accomplish some things, and you are doing things to help push me to getting better, I will submit to that all day. A lot of men have a hard time hearing that come from a woman because it didn't come from his mind. But when we hear it from another man, you may have said the same thing. We'll listen to what a homie said.
I think that's the key component, though. It's somebody who's going to push you and better you. And you have to be open to that. If y'all are constantly butting heads, if every time you turn around, like, this person is causing you strife and grief and constantly messing up everything. Like, I had a previous relationship, and I remember telling him, I feel like, I'm trying to build, and I said, I'm putting the bricks up and you're taking them back down. If that's how you're feeling, that is not somebody, you don't keep submitting to somebody who is tearing the walls down. And I don't mean the walls.
Not trying to build the walls up.
You're trying to build something, a legacy, whatever the case may be, and they done drove a whole car through it. No, you don't keep trying to, because obviously this person is not going to change. And you are sitting there, you crying at night because of this or that. No, that's not the person that you obviously should be submitting to. No.
Let it go.
No.
I think a lot of people are afraid of letting relationships go, though. Like I say again, that it's the alone factor. I don't want to be by myself. So y'all tolerate and y'all stick around and deal with relationships that are toxic for you. So you stay in so long in that toxic relationship, when you do get out of it, you don't know what to do.
They're the people who are afraid of starting over, right? And they just hold on to the familiarity of it all. I don't want to have to relearn somebody all over again. Okay, but the Negro you did learn
ain't doing nothing for you.
He's
sitting at home playing video games. I'm not saying every man is out there like that.
Or the woman.
Like, you're right. And please, men. I know some men who have stuck in situations that they should not be in. She's a whole tyrant, right? And they stick it out because You know, well, my father never left my mother. You know, my father stuck it out. My whoever, or this is what I saw from my granddad, and you know, they were married for 60 years. I bet it was a lot of hell in them 60 years, though.
I'm not sticking nothing out.
Facts.
I'm awake enough to know my worth. And a lot of guys, a lot of women don't know what y'all worth is. Like I say again, if you're going to submit, ladies, to a man that doesn't have anything going for himself, and he attacks your, only thing he can do is attack your self-esteem and tear you down. And the messed up part is, them women have men up there uplifting them, telling them how beautiful and how gorgeous. Good morning, sunshine. Good morning, queen. I'm so mad that y'all don't like hearing that stuff no more. But that's a man that is trying to build you up, especially when you've been dealing with so many men that's had to tear you down, and you guys have to find yourselves again to try to build yourselves up. So that's where I think the bad bitch movement and all of these, I'm a bad this. Oh, it's clocking and all that other stuff came into play because you have to sit there and that's y'all trying to build yourselves back up. And no disrespect to y'all that are doing that, but like understand that man hunted 9 times out of 10, we hunted you down. We interjected ourselves into your life.
Yeah.
We interjected ourselves into your life, and you let us interject ourselves into your lives, and then you let us tear you down. Like you were already doing well before I got there.
Right. It you know, I hate to keep bringing it back to, religion, but a lot of women too, like, how can I put it? That, like, so they want to be married so bad and be in a relationship so bad that's going to lead to marriage, and they just put up with anything. No, ma'am. But no, sir, too. Like I said, as a man, you have options, and you don't have to put up with just anything from anybody either. You don't.
Fellas, we outnumbered 22-1. I'm gonna go ahead and throw that statistic out there. It is a 22-1 male to female ratio.
Why some of y'all are hoes, but whatever. Okay.
It's hard for a man to settle down when the ratio is so high. And I get why a lot of guys, and I talk to a lot of gentlemen, a lot of my homies, a lot of my friends say, why would I settle down when it's a plethora of women out there with no standards?
Okay, well, stick with the plethora of people, right? And don't act like, don't act like you want to settle down with one person and still continue to hold on to your roster. If you want to have a roster, just have the roster.
But I can't explain that to you because people don't know how to date anymore. So if I tell you that I'm dating 5 people, that's a turnoff. So if I still want to see where this goes with you, I kind of have to play the game. Not me, but other guys. But I'm just throwing that out there. Most guys will conceal and hide that because I don't want to sit there and lose my opportunity, because you could be possibly the next Mrs. Calloway, but you may not be, and I don't want to let go of my woman that's hanging from the Raptors, because I don't want to let my hoes go, and it turns out that you was a hoe. Now I got no hoes.
So, what happens if you be the man of valor, and then this woman starts to submit to you? You can't teach her how to hang from the rafters?
I can, but she has to be willing to learn. There's a thing. A lot of we are so hard-headed nowadays. It's hard for a lot of people to sit there to actually listen. Like I say again, without it take, men have a hard time hearing from their women when they're trying to better them. If a man is trying to sit there and correct you, like if a man sit there, if I tell you that I don't like your outfit and what you're about to go outside in. If I tell you I don't like that sheer outfit and I can see your drawers, and you sitting there trying to step outside, and I'm saying, hey, wait a minute, that's inappropriate. I don't feel comfortable with you going outside, and you sit there and hit me with the, I don't look good.
So I am, I'm sorry, I'm going to get up and make a correction to something because somehow we're blurred, right?
I'm gonna throw that out there. I'm gonna hit that question. Like, why is that such an offensive establishment when a gentleman or your man who is dating you tells you, "Hey, I really do not like what you have on. it is a problem for me. I don't think you should go to that establishment knowing that I know what's going to go on in that situation. And it becomes a big argument back and forth when it comes to having to explain, hey, I already know what's going on. And y'all hit us with the, you don't trust me. It's not even like that. But why put yourself in a situation or a scenario where it can happen? I think that's where a lot of men come from with that, is that why would you put yourself in that scenario? I'm going to sit there and throw that question out there. I want to sit there and see what y'all got to say. I'm just saying, it's a lot going on behind the scenes when it comes to submission. And if y'all are really going to submit to your man, and if this is your man and you see yourself moving forward and going forward with things in the future, you have to sit there and really let him take the lead. If I'm telling you I don't feel comfortable with you going outside in this, or I don't feel comfortable with you going here, and we know y'all friends, and we know which friends that you can go out with, and they're going to respect the relationship. But then we know them friends, them single friends out there that are like, girl, we turning the hell up tonight.
I think that's part of the issue too. Like, submission isn't, if your man approaches you and says, I don't feel comfortable with you doing something, we just instantly automatically think that it's a form of control, and it's not. And I've had questions sometimes. I've seen people get into relationship, like, the whole time that they're single, they are, this docile, whatever. And then as soon as they got into a relationship and now I'm engaged, now you sitting on Facebook with your whole ass out. That is so backwards to me. That is so backwards to me. Because that is the most disrespectful mess ever. What you get into a relationship for? Like, you should have been advertising when you were single. Okay? You should have been advertising when you were single. Don't come for me, y'all. Don't come for me.
I want y'all to come for me because I don't understand why y'all doing it.
I understand that you're grown, right? However, like, this is the person that you opted to be in a relationship with, and be respectful of the situation if it's, and I'm not even going to say if it's worthy of being respectful to, because we would hope that you got into something that you respect.
I think a lot of people get in relationships just to get in relationships, just to have that person they can call when things get hard, or when the friends don't want to go out and they just alone and bored. A lot of relationships are out of boredom. Let's just keep it real. A lot of y'all got in relationships because you're bored. Especially the empty nesters. I say again, us dating in our 40s. A lot of us don't have kids living in the house, don't have children. Nesters. Yeah, those empty nesters. And that's why a lot of them are out every night, out just wilding the hell out. Because you've spent 18 years of your life taking care of a whole other human being. And once that human being is gone and you're single, you're bored. You're trying to figure out, you have this big ass house that you are trying to figure out what to do with, and you're sitting there trying to preoccupy your time, and you get into a relationship because out of boredom.
I just happened to see that someone said that they've been married for 20 years and they're still learning their wife.
And you should. You should learn something about your partner. It shouldn't be a week or a few days that go by that you don't learn something about your. The problem is we start communicating with each other. We've gotten so accustomed to the everyday hustle and bustle. Like, I remember when it was cool to come home and ask your wife, how was your day? Even though we may have text all day and all that. What happened when you got home? What do you need me to do? Okay. Are we doing anything?
Right. That's another thing I think, like, I think it's weird, for lack of a better word. Like, we don't like people enough to want to talk to them during the day. And I get it. Like, some jobs don't allow for that, right? But that's also something to communicate. Like, hey, babe, like, during the day, I'm doing A, B, and C. Or during the day, we work with personal information. We're not allowed to have our phones. I'll call you on my break. What's wrong with that? What's wrong with that?
Nothing's wrong with it. Unless you communicating to me, communicating, and letting me know. I can't really speak right now. There's a manager on the floor. There's a lot going on here at the job.
Right.
I can't really respond to you like that. If I can't respect the fact that you are doing your job, and I'm not the guy for you then, because go ahead and let me go, because I don't understand why you can't physically talk to me. Even though 4 days out of the 5, we're texting all day and it's a good time. But if I hit you with the, hey, today I'm swamped, I really can't really get to you, I'll call you on my break. And if that's an issue,
I think we should be, that should not be an issue. If he communicated it, it should not be an issue. Or she, if they communicated it, it should not be an issue. I think that in order to submit, there has to be a level of trust. And there has, I can't even say a level of trust. There just has to be trust.
Not even a level of trust. I have to trust you.
There has to be trust.
I have to trust you enough to sit there. For me to turn over, and I like to think I'm an alpha male when it comes to the situation. So I'm going to voice an opinion of what I think. What you do with that is completely up to you, but that lets me know in my head how I need to deal with you moving forward. If I sit there and I say, again, if I tell you I do not like this outfit and what you are going outside in, and you continuously put stuff on like that on, or you say, forget what the hell he said, I'm gonna wear it any damn way, it's my body. I'm not him. I'm gonna go ahead and graciously bow out. I'm not gonna waste your time or my time, because you're going to continuously go out there, and if you're posting, like you said, they get into a relationship and then they start posting these body photos and
I'm sitting. I got a thong on, and now I want to post all the pictures of myself in my thong. Like, what is that about? And I mean, if your man like it, so be it.
But you can send it to me directly. You don't have to post it to social media. I would prefer me see it and nobody else see it. I hate when a woman sends me her photo and then sends it to me and then turns around. I'm thinking I'm special. I got this special photo, and then turn around, bow, it's right there on Facebook. And now I have to sit there and debate in my head: did I get the picture first, or did it go to Facebook first?
I've had that happen with men before. Sent me a picture and then it's all in his stories. He in his towel, whatever. He want to show off his little abs and whatnot. And then you done turn around and posted it in your stories. Well, what the hell you sent it to me for?
Why did you send it to me? Like, all of the specialness that went out. Completely went out the window. But when it comes to submission, I'm sitting there, if I'm going to be the man in your life, and I'm going to sit here and I'm going to look dead into the camera, if I'm going to be the man in your life, you're going to have to sit there and I'm going to voice. I'm not going to dictate. I'm not going to sit there and tell you what you have to do. I'm going to voice how I feel. If you do not take my feelings, thoughts, and concerns into consideration, this relationship will never work.
So, part of our Reckless crew on YouTube, Miss Mocha, again, she says a lot of women take that advice very well and won't go anywhere that their significant other or partner doesn't approve of. So that's one side of it. And then on the Facebook side, Sean Phillips just posted, I've learned that our jobs or prospective careers shouldn't get the best version of us. Your best should be reserved for your partner.
Oh, that's good.
I totally agree with that.
That's good. And that happens a lot. It happens a lot where everybody else gets happy-go-lucky, hunky-dory, whatever, and then when you get home, our partners get the worst side of it all. They get all of the... And I'm not saying you shouldn't be able to vent to your partner, but that shouldn't be the only part of you that your partner gets. That should not be the only part of you. I should not only get all the bad stories or whatever, because that becomes heavy after a while. And that's not just in relationships. That's in friendships, anything. Your people should not be the person that only gets the ugly parts of you. Like, you should be able to give your best in all aspects, like, not to everybody else, because that becomes, you start dumping on somebody, that
right.
becomes way too heavy,
right.
And then at some point they don't want to be around you.
See, I look at it like this. I used to work at Wells Fargo as a phone banker.
Okay.
If y'all don't understand, I'm just gonna give you a small, short story, small, whatever. 9 times out of 10, most of those phone calls are negative. Like it's upset people dealing with. Y'all know how it is when you're dealing with the bank and your money. If you've overdrafted, you got overdraft fees. Y'all get where I'm going with that. But 9 times out of 10, you have to think about it. 8 hours out of the day, I've been fussed, cussed, yelled at because their money is short, their money is funny. They're trying to make a purchase and they can't make a purchase because they don't have enough money and they won't. Like it's all of that happening. If you do that 40 hours a week of being dumped on, the first thing I wanted to do was to come home and see a smiling face. Mm-hmm. But it didn't happen that way because you've been dumped on all day long. Mind you, you've been micromanaged by your supervisor or your manager. But you have to come home and try to find a reason to smile. If I can't find a reason to smile when I get home, when I see you and I walk through the door, there's a problem.
On the flip side of that too, though, and this is me having been the woman where I done timed out, like, to the second when this man is going to walk through the door. Not this man, I'm just speaking of previous experiences. I've timed it out, and he's coming home to a hot meal.
Shout out to the women that can still cook out there.
Coming home to a hot meal, a clean house, all of that, and then he's still being a jackass. You know?
Why would you reward a man like that, though?
Why would what?
Why do you reward a man like that, though?
For me, I was doing my wifely duties.
Were you a wife at the time?
I was.
Okay, so you were a wife. Okay, I'm about to say, you giving wife duties to a boyfriend, and that just don't make sense to me. I'm not going to give you wife duties, or I don't expect you, like I say, I get it. You want to wear what you want to wear, you want to sit there and do your own thing, but if we are moving forward, if we are actually doing this relationship and you want to be submissive and you want to sit there and have an alpha male, like, you have to sit there and take my lead. If I sit there, if I'm leading and I'm telling you, don't, and it's not me being jealous, and a lot of women are going to sit there and say, you're insecure, you're jealous, you don't have no faith in me, and yada, 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 yada. That's not the case. I'm not saying I don't trust you. I don't trust the environment and what you're putting out there. You're a direct representation of me. When people see you, they see me. If they see you out there wilding, what's that say to them about me in my leading direction? If I'm trying to be, or if I am the man in your life. Man, his girl out here wilding. You see what she have on? I wonder if he knows.
Right. Or, there's the ones who don't care about whether that's your boy's girl, whatever the case may be, and he gonna shoot his shot.
I guess guy code is completely gone out the window. Guy code
has gone out the window.
And I keep telling, and everybody asks me why I don't date, or I'm not out there dating like that. San Antonio is a small city.
Baby.
Everybody has been with almost everybody. I'm sorry, I'm a DJ. I sit back, I watch a lot of times, and I see how people move and operate. And I can't date someone, and this is due to Eli Rodriguez, Eddie. Let me not call him Eddie Mary. Let me.
You just said his whole name.
I did. I'm so sorry, Eddie. But due to the fact that a lot of the promoters, the DJs, and the guys that I know that are in the scene are out there. They're not trying to be settled down, and I'm not saying that every DJ, every promoter out here are hoes, because I know we get that title in a minute. But what I'm saying is, they have gone out there and dated a lot of these women. I don't date behind friends, so that guy code is real. I don't even care if it was just a hookup. I have a hard time dealing with sometimes.
I don't know, because I get approached a lot in some weird circumstances. Yeah, I've had a situation. I'm trying not to say what the situation was because it's very extreme. And you know what? I can put it like this: a family member of someone that I was with for a few years. And I'm like, we fast forward, 20 plus years after the fact, but that's still weird. It's weird. A close family member to them. And it's very weird. Because what are we supposed to...
So there's no time?
How is that going to, look at Thanksgiving dinner?
See, it's weird because that's going to be awkward as hell.
That's hell.
I don't understand how y'all can do that. But that's neither here nor there. If you dated in high school, I don't give a damn. It's high school.
Yeah.
If you're an adult in adult relationship and I've been around y'all and we've kicked it.
That's the part.
We've kicked it. We've been on vacation and shit with each other. And I'm like, now you date like that. You was thinking about dating them the whole time. Crazy.
I've had a couple of instances where family members
I shot their shot.
And I'm like, you do know that
I did date your cousin. Like, that's just weird. People, we need some morals and bounds. We need to set up some definite boundaries moving forward. But that is our time. I know it's 8:43. We tried to make up for the time that we lost y'all, but we want to thank y'all for tuning in. Big shout out.
Less technical difficulties this time, I think.
Hey.
We're getting better.
It's getting better.
We're getting better.
Next week's topic, can men and women be friends for real?
Like, for real.
For real, without
platonic.
An alternative motive. Some have, some don't. But we're going to dig all into that next week. So we want to thank y'all for tuning in. Shout out to Tasha's Got Cakes for dinner this evening. She cooked her ass off, y'all. So whoever does, or whoever him is lucky. But if y'all need for all your cakes, cupcakes, pies, and needs,
and we delving into catering now, so
her gumbo greens are phenomenal.
Gumbo greens are phenomenal, apparently.
Throwing that out there.
And now Mississippi pot roast.
Mississippi pot roast. That's what we had this evening, and I am sitting on happiness right now. So tune in next week. We want to thank y'all for rocking with us. If you want to advertise or have a placement here on Raw and Reckless with Tion and Tasha, please hit us up. Let us know. We don't mind. If you want to be a guest, it's up to Tasha. But if you want to come on and sit down on this big brown couch and have a conversation with us.
Matter of fact, not next Monday, but the Monday after that, we will have a guest.
So, hey, if you want to come sit down and have a conversation with us, we are going to sit there and do that. But y'all have a wonderful rest of your week. If y'all are looking for me, I am at game night on Wednesday. Please come to Triple Double. We give away money for playing bingo.
Tasha's Got Cakes is actually going to do a pop-up at Triple Double for R&B bingo night.
R&B bingo night, so come get yours.
If you've ever wanted to taste anything from Tasha's Got Cakes, but you didn't want to order a whole cake, this is your opportunity.
So that means my diabetes will be on 10 on Wednesday.
Come buy a slice.
But yeah, it's absolutely free to come in to Triple Double. Come in. We got hookah, $3 boards. Bingo goes all the way up to 11 o'clock, and we give almost $500 away each time we play bingo. So you get paid to come outside.
And honestly, R&B bingo, it's something different, and it's so fun. It is so much fun. But the first one I went to, I wasn't expecting any of that, but I had such a great time that I just kept going back. So
I hear the DJ is phenomenal.
And I'm not just saying that because the DJ is my co-host either. I'm not. But it's fun. No, it's super fun.
But y'all, make sure y'all tell a friend to follow us on Facebook. Our YouTube page is up. So guess what? If you want to check us out on YouTube, we are definitely on YouTube. We're coming with TikTok. We just need a couple of more followers. So go follow us on TikTok. We are coming live and direct to you on all platforms almost. So y'all just stay locked in. We almost got everything taken care of. Next week, I promise you, no technical difficulties. I'm going to put that on God.
We putting it on God. We going to say a little prayer.
Y'all have a great evening. Have a great rest of your week. We'll see y'all on Monday. Peace.
Bye.